Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got one of the controversial series from PvZ here we're casting today. And why was it controversial? Well, we'll tell you about that in a moment. For now, let's intro the players. Dark in the bottom left side, one of the greatest Zergs of all time. And, of course, the 2019 World Champion who kind of embarrassed young Raynor in that Grand Finals. Looked fantastic there. His opponent in the top right, the 2012 runner-up. That's right. You would say, what are you talking about? 2012 runner-up? 2012 runner-up of the World Championship and recent grand finalist of the GSL. Reclaiming some of his former glory, Creator made it to the GSL Grand Finals, and he put up a bloody good fight against Rogue right after they changed the balance. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning performance from him. Really, really well done, and really fascinating to see that he was able to actually change his style from that Void Ray meta, do a lot of timing attacks, and really push Rogue to the limit. On the other hand, Dark is an absolute monster who stands in his way, and Creator has been one of the more vocal complainants about balance in general over the last year when they got rid of the Void Ray strength, nerfed those, but then also the new map pool, the new changes. He's always been like, oh god, please don't change things. And it's because Creator is such a defensive standard player. And let's be honest, he's not as talented as some of these guys like Dark, who are so fast and so fluid in their play. You can throw Dark into a mud wrestling pit in a random bar on the side of a highway. He'll somehow find a way to win that wrestling match, make $500 from bets and people betting on his match, and get out of there the better off. Creator, on the other hand, is a man that likes to refine his play over years and years of similar balance, thousands and thousands and thousands of reps. He's one of the hardest practices in StarCraft, and I would really say he's a testament to hard work over raw talent and ability. But he does have one severe weakness, and that is his mentality. Creator is known for having explosive, violent outbursts when he does lose games, and sometimes just when something goes wrong in the game, he's already tilted and he's already banging his keyboard. We've heard stories of him kind of breaking headsets at tournaments and keyboards and things, and having to have equipment get replaced because he's just so emotional. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and at this point, any hardcore StarCraft fan has seen Creator cry more times than they've seen any loved one in their life cry. Doesn't matter. Even people with small children have, I think, sometimes seen Creator cry more often than they've seen their children cry. And that's no hate on Creator. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And I really think he just cares so much about the game, works so hard. And what's so fascinating about it is that in Korea, especially with their culture, like, I think it's a little weird as an Australian, as a Westerner, to be crying publicly like that, or to always be so openly emotional and sharing your feelings without really filtering yourself. But in Korea, that's even weirder. And if anything, you're losing even more face by doing that within a Korean culture. And it just shows that he feels it so strongly that he can't hold it in. And he just has to let it out there and express himself. And that's why we have clips of Creator at DreamHack Valencia last year, literally winning a fight versus Scarlet, game not even anywhere near over, and taking his hands off the mouse and keyboard and just roaring as he double fist bumped in the air. Like, roaring at his monitor. And this is not even on the stage. This is in the player area, in the group stage, right? This is not not on the main stage or anything like that. But so far, pretty standard openings, guys. No units lost. Very defensive opening for Creator. Nothing too crazy. Does build a shield battery for safety. Shows that he's a bit worried about Dark's unpredictability. Dark known for doing a lot of all-ins. And honestly, Dark's EVP hasn't looked crazy inspired in recent months. I've been a little critical of it. But he basically just looks very much standard into Mass Roach timings is his main play. Occasionally, Mass Roach trying to get to Lurker if he's on the defensive and turtling. Often Infestors, because he's often finding himself way behind. He likes to try to use Ravager or Infestor to get back in games. Ooh, good micro. Gets 2 drones. Still no big damage, but Dark's playing so conservatively with all these Spore Crawlers and whatnot that the only real opening is this natural expansion anyway, so not many openings there. But as I said, and I would say a heavy sprinkling of just ridiculous all-ins is also what Dark's known for. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does a Ling Queen Nidus in this series. I also wouldn't be surprised if he does a 45 to 50 drone Ling Bane bust that's meant to hit about 5 minutes 30 usually. Try to hide your Lings from the Oracle, explode across the map and do it that way. Dark's building a second Roach Warren, guys. Creator scouts a Roach Warren. He also sees a second Roach Warren building in the wall. So Dark, I think he built this Roach Warren because he was tricked by the opening early on. He thought it was going to be a ground opening, but it was actually a Stargate build. So he built a Roach Warren for safety, realized, oh damn, I don't need it. Went back down the line of strategy that is normally reserved for versing Stargate play, which is more Queens and Spore Crawlers. And then he's kind of gone back on autopilot and just built his Roach Warren later on, forgetting that he already had one, which is a big mistake for Dark. But he's up 8 workers. Remember, there hasn't been much damage done to him. 4 drones, 1 Overlord. It's really not that impressive. Oracle's going to deny some creep spread a little bit. That Oracle, ooh, ow, 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 ow. Oh, down to just 2 life. 3 Oracles are on the map. Looks like an Immortal is being built. +1 weapons as well. Twilight Council, very late. This is a peculiar poke. I don't think this is very committed. It's 3 Oracles, and we've got a few Adepts, a few Stalkers, a Sentry, and it looks like Creator's trying to fake like he's doing a big timing attack. But I don't think that Dark is really in that much trouble because Dark's already at 66 workers. So he's massing Roachling anyway, which he needs to do at this point because he doesn't have anything else to do. His 4th base isn't open, so he can't build more drones. So Creator tried to scare him there, but it feels like Dark has gotten away with being reasonably greedy in this game. And as cannons and batteries go down in that 3rd, this feels like an incredibly paranoid opening. Now, if this wasn't Creator, I'd say they're in their own head and they're really psyching themselves out, being paranoid about what's going on. The reason why I think this is fine is because Creator is naturally a very turtley player. He likes to defend with batteries and cannons. His PvT is basically sitting in his corner of the map for 20 minutes, waiting until the Terran takes bad fights. And I wouldn't be surprised if against Zerg, he's happy to do the same thing. Unfortunately for him, there is a Nidus Worm here, guys. Nice recall, saves those air units. And are we going to see Swarm Hosts? Okay, 6 Swarm Hosts are being built. Dark's going to go Nidus Swarm Host. Oh, man. Where does he throw it? This map is not great for Nidus Swarm Host. There's other maps that are much better for it. But because there's no Blink, I think it's okay. You see the Robo, you say, oh, you're probably playing Charge. You're not playing Blink. You don't have as much mobility. I defend with Roach Ravager. I kill your 3rd with my first wave of Swarm Hosts, and we're going to have a bit of a party. But I think he's mistimed it. That Nidus is a little bit early. His Swarm Hosts actually aren't ready yet. They're only just popping out. And the thing is, the moment that screech gets heard by Creator, we're on Creator's camera, Creator's going to react. He hears the screech. He's immediately going to spread out his units looking for where that Nidus Worm is. And notice those Locusts aren't coming in just yet. So this gives Creator valuable seconds to prepare. Dark mistiming this just a little bit. And there we go. It's on the bottom side. But the army's right there. So he shouldn't be losing this 3rd base. Let's see how much damage Dark can get. Dark with a nice hold position on the Locusts does get 6 probes and a few Zealots. It's not an unsuccessful wave. That is some good damage. But Dark needs a Nidus Worm on the top as well. He also needs his main army posturing across to really keep Creator on the defensive. Up to 72 workers is Dark, which is a little risky. You got to be careful going above 60, 70 workers with Swarm Hosts, because Swarm Hosts are not good at fighting directly. They're more of a harassment unit that can wear down your opponent's economy. Force fields don't really achieve anything there for Creator. Creator is still just on Zealot, Immortal, Archon. He's got 5 Immortals, 2 Archons, and 6 Zealots. But Immortals do not deal with Locusts very well. That's 17 Swarm Hosts on the front line. And already a Hydrogen preparing for a Lurker transition behind it. The Locusts are coming in. They're going to go in. A few Locusts land and set up the Stasis Trap. So many more Locusts coming in behind that. Oh my. Oh my. That is a lot of Zerg units. Can they kill anything big? Yeah, the Archons have gone down. The Oracles turn on their lasers. 2 more Immortals come out. A bunch of Roaches fall. Units lost tab looks pretty darn good for the Zerg. And that's what Swarm Hosts do for you. Remember, those Locusts are free units. The Swarm Hosts get back in the Nidus and retreat. New Nidus down on the top. I do think Dark should already have a unit in the bottom though, so we can throw a Nidus there. You can't just be throwing a Swarm Host Nidus on one side of the map at a time. There we go. He's going to throw it in the center middle using the Roach Ravager. That'll do. Hive and Lurker Den on the way. Creator's trying to survive till he's maxed out, but he's only on 3 base, not 4, and he's got no counter pressure. 5 Zealots will go across the map. The Oracle does clean up that Nidus Worm, but here we go. The Swarm Hosts are going to pop up and just throw it on the army again. It seems like Dark simply wants to deal with the army. He's moved his own army down to deal with the Zealot run by. I love that they're just hiding in the corner of the map, and the Swarm Host sitting in the front. But look at that. Drops 2 Immortals, makes half the Locusts land at the start. Creator picks those Immortals up, pulls them back to safety. There are still some units here at the front, but he loses a Stalker. All he lost was 1 Stalker. The power of Warp Prism Micro. Creator says, get out of here, Dark. You better have that Lurker transition soon, because I'm a Protoss player that's almost maxed out. And your army consists of trash. If push comes to shove, your Swarm Hosts get 1 wave that can be kind of effective. and then they're on cooldown for another 22 seconds. That is massive. That means you're just on Roach Ravager, which of course will get annihilated by a 10 Immortal army. I mean, 10 Immortals will poop all over the Roach Ravager in a clash head-to-head. But the Lurker tech's done. Adaptive Talons is on the way. Hydras are building. If those Lurkers come out and Dark can build a good Lurker count, he will be in a good position. Oh god, that's a dead base. Creator is just giving it up. Loses his probes. Very slow to pull those probes away. The Roach Ravager's threatening the base trade, trying to buy time. Creator knows it is go time right here, right now. He has to go fighting the side of the map. The Oracle lasers take out the Lurkers. He gets the first 2 Lurkers. The first 3 Lurkers go down. Creator does lose his Oracles though, which means he's only got 1 observer for detection, but this is a roach slaying army if I've ever seen one. The problem is Creator's only on 2 base economy, and oh, those units are kind of trickling in. Dude, Creator's attack column, his army stumbling into the fight, but his army is so much higher quality it might not even matter. Dark gets 1 Immortal, but my god, the Roach line is crumbling. Are there enough units to deal with the Locusts? No, there is not. Creator says, I'm going to back off, wait for those Locusts to run out, and then get out of there. The Archon needs to get out as well, trying to run away. The Locusts are about to expire, and he's about to go right back in. He says, okay, Locusts are gone, let's go. Mass Hydra's out, guys. The Hydras have Groove Spines, and they're about to get Muscular Augments. Hydra drone on the left side, going to take down those Immortals. One of them falls, the other Immortals do back off. More Archons and Zealots coming on in right now. It's 3 base versus 2 base in Dark's favor, but if Dark can't morph Lurkers, then Dark's in trouble. Swarm Host coming off cooldown in about 10 seconds. The drones are being pulled here. Dark needs those Swarm Hosts to turn the tide. The Swarm Hosts, though, as we said, they're good offensive harassment units. They are not good in a pitched battle, and Creator seems to find the moment. An Immortal rallies in on the top, it gets wrecked. Another Immortal dies in the main army. There's only 9 Immortals left. I never thought I'd ever say that out loud. 7 Immortals now are left, or 8 actually. There's 2 in the Prism. There we go. Nice pullbacks from this Locust wave. It runs out, and once again, 20 seconds to push in on the front. I'd like to see Creator rebuild some Nexi and actually swap now. Say, you know what? I killed all your drones. I'm going to add some splash damage to deal with these Hydras, but it's easier said than done. He's afraid of the Lurker transition. He feels like he's got to do it right here, right now, but those Hydras are doing a lot of damage. The Stalkers blink in. He's going to force the fight. The Locusts are about to come off cooldown. There's not many Hydras left, but it might be enough. The Immortal Stalker goes down, and Dark, with the Nidus Swarm Host, brings out a victory there, countering Creator's Charge Zealot style and the lack of mobility. Alright, classic Dark in that last game, guys. Getting away with some naughty, wasn't he? The Nidus Swarm Host. It's a classic build, and especially if your opponent likes to play Charge, it really is. I think the one thing which is very annoying for Protoss players, because you basically can be like, wow, Charge is a really good style to play. And it really is, unless you play against Dark and Rogue. Dark and Rogue are the 2 players who will consistently punish you. Reyna does it as well with Nidus Swarm Host. I know Showtime regularly tries to do Nidus Charge Lot styles, and Reyna will just punish him with Nidus Swarm Host whenever he does it. Same with Dark. They do it all the time. Rogue. It's really frustrating because it forces you to play Blink a lot of the time. Blink Stalkers, of course, have other weaknesses. Whoa. What's the... Pull first, and he's trying to hide the drone and come back in and get a hatchery down. Interesting. Okay, so Dark is waiting for the probe to leave, and now his drone comes back in and he takes his base, right? This is a really weird build from Dark, guys. He's not going to get the hatchery down. Oh! Okay, his Overlord saw the probe going back, so he waited for it to pass, and then he will get it down. And you know what? That actually works out. All right. There we go. Gets the hatchery down on the natural, which I think is quite okay. Your opponent sent a probe across at the very start, specifically so you couldn't get that hatchery. Now you do have it anyway. 4 Lings on the way straight away as well to do a slight pressure. Creator did start a Zealot for a moment there. I think he was worried about it being a 12 pool. But he realizes, oh no, this is just a spawning pool first. Goes to Cybercore, Nexus, Pylon. And this all delays the second gas going down, right? Because you're going the second Pylon before the second gas. And then you're going to have to chrono and adept out very early to defend these Zerglings. Now, the weakness of this situation as Protoss is it does delay your tech a little bit as well. Your Oracles won't get there as fast, but you can double chrono adepts across the map, and usually their Ling speed is later off a pool first opening. So I'd love to see Creator do that. As long as the probe mineral walks, it won't go down. Okay, it is mineral walking. Yeah. And, oh, he's going to wall off. That I was not expecting. Guess the adept didn't start immediately, perhaps. And the probe has to, of course, change directions there. Obviously, this is going to be a cancel. He's just doing that temporarily. But once again, this is all slowing down everything that's happening. And it's already about 10 seconds past the normal Stargate timing. And you can see Creator only now is getting the gas to put that bad boy down. Adept is also stuck on defensive duty right now until another Adept comes out. And even if you chrono 2 Adepts across the map like he's doing, there could be 4 Lings waiting to run into your base. So this is actually pretty brave for Creator to send both Adepts across the map. He sees the Lings at home. Oh! Whoa! No, no, no! Creator! Oh, no! He's going to lose that! Oh, Dark with a beautiful catch. Creator not looking. And that's going to really cost him. And we see how just a slightly different opening, forcing the Protoss to be a little bit more reactive, a little bit less on autopilot in the opening, gets a big catch already. Now, Dark did overbuild Zerglings. He's got 8 Lings. But that also means, hey, if these Adepts come across, he's ready for it as well. And he's got a few more Lings ready to help deny a 3rd base. But a Void Ray is on the way for Creator. That's interesting. Void Ray is on the way. By the way, full disclosure, for those who don't know, obviously this was played at Katowice. You might be like, Pig, didn't you already watch this? I actually went to sleep early that night. I'm always terribly jet lagged at these events. We do a lot of 12-day broadcasts, 12-hour broadcasts for 5 days straight. And this was the last series of the evening, where I remember I only tuned in at the actually, I wasn't sleeping, but I tuned in at the very end of it from back in my hotel room. I'd been up since the start of the day casting, so I actually didn't watch most of this series. I only saw the very end of this series. So for those who are, you know, every now and then there's a comment that's like, oh, wow, you're so good at faking, you don't know what happens. I don't know what happens in these games. I know the overall scoreline at the end, but a lot of the time I don't actually know the strategies. And funnily enough as well, when you're at a live event, it's actually harder to remember all the details of all the games because so much goes on. So even when I cast a series, I often forget or even miss in the heat of the casting at a live event some of those details. Either way, Void Ray is a very weak opening usually because it doesn't apply any pressure to your opponent. If you can catch a few Overlords, that helps. But look, this Overlord gets away. Void Ray has only killed a single Overlord. And it's just so defensive for Creator, which I get why he's playing like this. It's because it's Dark and he does so many crazy all-ins. You want a bit of insurance. The problem is Dark is also flexible. And if he sniffs that you're very afraid of him and you're playing very defensive, he's going to play super greedy. It's 5 minutes and he hasn't put back on gas. 5 minutes in the game and he hasn't put back on gas. He's starting his lair immediately. No Roach Horn, no Spore Crawlers, in the natural at least. Sorry, he's got 2 spores, but no spores other than that. He's literally just built 6 Queens, a handful of Zerglings, and drones, and only now does he start a second gas, guys. Dark is basically just so streamlined on his economy. He's getting further and further ahead. He really is. So I really feel this is great for him. Robo Twilight is once again very late here. Yes, there's a second Oracle out, but they're going to need to do some heavy lifting because Dark, it feels to me like he's in a splendid position. He's done a rule of 1 gas opening, guys. He's taken all 5 gases at once. He's going to start saturating these bad boys, putting workers on gas. And this is like a Zerg versus Terran opening, which is not something you usually have the luxury of doing up against Protoss, where it's like nothing but minerals and a handful of Queens and then tons of drones. Up 9 workers, and this is a matchup where normally the Protoss likes to stay pretty even in workers, especially if they're playing defensively. And especially if they're just playing Charge Archon. You don't want to be down in workers playing Charge Archon because that's a low-tier fighting composition. All right, we're going to move to that right side. We've got a few creep tumors on every different angle. And it looks like Charge seems to be the style. Do we just see Nidus Swarmhost again from Dark? I mean, I wouldn't mind it. This is not a bad map for it. He's going to go Hydras, though. Oh, he's going to play Roach Hydra. Okay, so he's just going to try and play Roach Hydra, probably into Lurkers. Then, if it was Rogue, I'd say there's more of an option of like, oh, he's just going to do a random mid-game Roach Hydra timing. I remember Rogue was the one player when no one else had done a Roach Hydra timing in 2 years. He'd just randomly whip it out, and it would work simply because of the surprise factor. Everyone was discounting it as a strong option, and it became strong because people were sleeping on it. Dark is not usually that unpredictable, though, but I don't know, man. No Infestation Pit yet. Infestation Pit's what you usually want if you want to go straight to Hive. And Robobay goes down. Creator's going to be playing Zealot Archon Macro into Disruptors, guys. It's a very good style. He's got the Forge on the way now as well. More gateways are starting to come up, so he'll be on 8 gateways in a moment. Archon drop is going to hit the main of Dark. It's not a very quick Archon drop. 1 Void Ray, 2 Archons. Is he going to warp in 8 Zealots here, guys? He's going to warp in 8 Zealots as well. Ooh, if the Queens take out the Prism, that's going to be an issue. But Void Ray and Archons are unloading. Queens have to get the heck out of there. Oh, one queen goes down already. Plenty of roaches are coming in. A few drones have fallen. You don't want to throw away these expensive units. You don't mind losing some of the zealots, but you can see he's like, ah, damn. And does recall 5 of those zealots. Looks like, yeah, 5 of them get out. 2 of them stay in there. I mean, he gets a queen or 2, a bit of mining time. It's not the end of the world for Protoss by any means. Loses a few zealots. And then rotates to the low ground, continuing to be aggressive, but without a 4th base behind it. And now a 2nd Stargate and air weapons. Creator's playing 3-base Skytoss transition? What in the heck? Guys, this is some bizarre StarCraft we are watching right now. Creator and Dark are playing weird, just straight Roach Hydra, an old school style for Dark, up against Creator, where he is trying to rush to Skytoss way earlier than I would ever expect that as a thing, and I don't know why. Is he gonna go straight carriers or Tempests? Like, what? This is bizarre. Tempest can outrange Hydras and stuff, but I wouldn't say it's the easiest way to deal with this sort of army. I think just raw Disruptors being added in with Zealot Archon can handle a Roach Hydra army. It's all about those Disruptors. There's only 1 on the field, 2nd one starting up. 4th Nexus finally going down. This Creator's big weak point right now is not having that 4th Nexus. Feels like very Zest style. Just, I'm going to keep making army off 3 base. I like that the Zealots on the left, Archons on the right. It is indeed a Roach Hydra timing, guys. Dark is on 70 drones with +1 weapons and Roach Hydra upgrades, but the Zealots are going to come in and snipe his 3rd base. I don't think he can save that, but it will cost a lot of Zealots to take it out. He cancels the 4th base of Creator at the same time. Archon Zealot on the right side. Wait, is he going for both hatchery snipes? He is. Creator wants to prompt Dark into counter all-inning him. He says, if I kill all your economy, then that's going to be great. And look at that. Okay, saves an Archon, saves 2 Zealots. He says, you've got next to no economy. Problem, Dark has 120 supply of Roach Hydra. 120 supply. Creator's army is like a few stasis traps, 2 Disruptors, and a handful of unupgraded gateway units. Oh, man. And he's going Flux Vein Void Rays. He's playing Void Ray Disruptor. This is the most bizarre PvZ build I've ever seen from Creator, guys. I don't know why he's going speed Void Rays on 2 Stargates. He's also taking a corner base. This is so odd. Disruptor shot does take out 3 Roaches. Dark doesn't feel confident committing into those units. Oh my god, a Disruptor just misfired from behind. Creator's got to be careful. If you have all your Disruptors on a control group and you just fire a shot, and all the ones at the front are empty, that's going to be an issue. Mass Roach Hydra drop! Dark is bringing out Heart of the Swarm strategies. This is so old school. These guys are doing their best 2014 impression, guys. Is this Hyun? Is this Hyun? What is going on right now? This is crazy. The Roach Hydra drop in the bay. They're going to kill a lot of gateways, but they will get cleaned up. And you'd like to get out, but there's speed Void Rays. Wait. Did Creator know this was the strategy and the speed Void Rays are there to catch the drops? Is that... Because the speed Void Rays are really good at catching the drops. This is crazy. I think Creator might have known the strategy Dark's doing. He might have seen it before, and he might have gone speed Void Rays specifically to intercept Dropper Lords. What an absolutely bizarre, ridiculous, and awesome counter to Dark's absolutely weird style. Fascinating play from both sides. I say fascinating because normally when you're in the round of 12 of a Premier tournament, it's a best of 5 to see if you can get top 8 in the World Championship if you win this match. You don't see speed Void Rays up against Roach Hydra drops. But what in the hell, mate? Today I learned there is a speed Void Ray upgrade, says Twitch chat. It's called F-Veins Flux. I pronounced the L because we're being child friendly. We used to take the L out of that nickname for funsies, but you know what, guys? Trying to make the channel nice and monetizable here for YouTube's guidelines. It's a whole thing. It's a pretty rare upgrade, but it does add quite a bit of speed. The Flux Veins. 4 Disruptors, 5 Void Rays, 1 Carrier is out. More Carriers are on the way. Definitely needs to get that +2 air weapons. As I say it, Creator is like, I know. Baby, I know. Calm down, pig. Starts that one up. 4th base is finally going to be mining gas in the top right side, and Dark's completely dead. He's maxing on Roach Hydra again. He's got +2 range. He's adding Carapace. And you might be wondering, oh, don't kill the hype, pig. I don't like you killing the hype. I'll always commentate the game completely honestly, guys. Now, don't get me wrong. I say he's completely dead. Dark is a guy who often wins games when he is quote-unquote completely dead. That's what we call the hyperbole. or hyperbole if you want to speak English properly. But, oh, Disruptor does take out 2 Hydras. Stasis Trap's trapping them. These Hydras get inside. Carrier Void Ray Zealot will clean that one up. These Void Rays are going to take out the hatchery. Or will they? The transfuse is good. Looks like that hatchery might survive. The army in the right side for Creator is getting pushed back, but it's got a battery that it can retreat to. The Void Rays can't take out the hatchery. The Queens come in. They slap Band-Aid after Band-Aid down on that hatchery, and the hatchery does survive. That is a good hold. Dark tried to create some chaos. I really like the way Dark did that. You know, try to run Hydras in the natural, attack on the 4th, defend the Void Rays with just your Queens. Really cool move. Split Creator's attention, dug for as many mistakes as he could get. But at the end of the day, it's an almost 2-to-1 cost inefficiency for Dark, and he is stuck on a redundant tech composition. His best bet was to just catch Creator off guard with some mobility, and maybe Creator just trips over his own feet and falls apart, but he does not find the mark. What I love about this, though, is Dark has done one build that abuses positions, right? So in game 1, Swarmhost Nidus, you think as Protoss, I just defend here, and then bam, there's Nidus Swarmhost throwing into your main base, and you suddenly got to defend a lot more ground than normal. It freaks you out, it breaks you out of the normal defensive pattern of just defend 1 or 2 ground paths that Protoss vs. Zerg is about. Game 2, Dark has opened up Dropper Lords. Once again, he can hit you anywhere on the map, and you've got to be much more paranoid and aware of, oh god, he could come from any angle at any time. This is really scary. Here we go. Dark's going to go for the base trade. That's his best bet. Can't really fight front on. +2 air weapons does finish, though. This army on the front completely uncontested right now. And Hydras are going to go in from 2 sides. Hydra's trying to chase those probes. Looks like some High Templar Morphin on the right side, trying to become Archons, of course. And these Hydras will get some big damage done, but at any point, Creator can recall. Hydra's going up to that right side as well. Going to take out a cannon. But no, Dark realizes he just can't break through. And that army is completely unkillable. He's down 50 army supply. He can't even take this base out on the right side. And that was always going to be Creator's victory after the speed Void Rays counter the mass drops. I would love to hear your analysis in the YouTube comments. Geniuses out there. Twitch chat and YouTube comment GMs. Let me know what the hell was going on with Creator's build order. Did he actually know it was coming? Love to hear your thoughts. Alright guys, up here in the top left side of the map, we've got Dark. And in the bottom right side, we've got Creator. I've been theory crafting and I looked at the replay quickly and was trying to think, like, what was the plan in that last game for Creator? Some people are pointing out Voids actually aren't bad versus Swarm Hosts. So it could be a way to counter Swarm Host Nidus if you see a lot of roaches. You start building Void Rays, because he started building Void Rays before he even saw the Hydra Den. He built a second Void Ray as his Archon Zealot drop, like, moved into the main base, which was fascinating. We can talk about that another time, guys, but because right now Dark is doing a cheese that he does all the time. He's done this so much since Katowice on this map. It is a proxy hatch where he mines out the minerals and moves spine crawlers up here while ling flooding. It's the dumbest build of all time that Protoss players keep falling for. Now you might think, well, how wouldn't he check for it? No, because remember what Dark did in that last game. He went spawning pool first in the back, hit a drone, and then came back and took his hatchery. So Creator's going to come in here and think, oh, you've just gone hatch first somewhere else, haven't you? Did you just take your third? What's going on? Oh, is it the rich gas? So he's checking the rich gas. Creator's going to start a Nexus. Don't start a Nexus, mate. Oh, no, Creator. Every Protoss player, this is every time they play Dark on this map. MaxBax has lost to this like 3 times or something. It's actually insane. This is not what you want right here as Creator. He's finally moving out to the left. Come on, the minerals! Oh no, it's a high pressure situation. Normally proxy hatch is out front the wall, but on this map it's behind the minerals, mate. You gotta be careful. Oh no, Creator. Creator's so confused right now, guys. He can't figure out what's happening. Oh, Creator. Come on, mate. This map. You gotta be careful. Okay, I think he's finally realized we're on Creator's camera. He just moved something out to the left. He's making a stalker. The problem is you can't wall off the left side. It's not possible. It's way too big to wall that off unless you cancel the Nexus right now. He sees the Roach Horn in the second. It's actually going to be a Roach speedling all in from over there. Ooh, last mineral. Yep. And now it's open. Now, I don't know if Ravagers can squeeze through there, guys. I know some of these Ravagers can squeeze through. Some of them they can't. I think Roaches can squeeze through all of them, though. Stalker's over there. There's a battery. He should wall off the front of the base. That gateway should be completely solid in my opinion, but I guess he wants to be able to move in and out in case the Ravagers rotate to the front side. Doesn't want to let them just pick off his wall for free. Pulling off gas a little bit is Creator. He's pulling a few probes in case he needs them to fight. Stalker is manning the entrance over there, and he's trying to get a battery closer to help defend that. But with only 2-gate production, this is very hard for Creator to defend. He's going to need a lot of shield batteries. The Adept and the Zealot are over there skirmishing. He's killed 2 Zerglings, and with Ling speed, and now 3 Roaches building on the front. It's going to be Lings plus 3 Ravagers. Overlords there providing high ground vision. And I think Creator might just be diddled. Because against a proxy hatch, you stay 1 base versus 1 base, you're way ahead. But if you're 1 base, what is this? Versus 2 bases, you just don't have enough production. There's only a few gateway units. Creator will need perfect micro on this, and he's going to need to pull the boys to fight against those Zerglings a little bit. Pull the probes to fight. Very important. Sees the Ravager morph. He sees 1 drone there. Lots of Ravagers morphing. Creator, more batteries, more pylons. Very important for him. He's also closing the entrance so Ravagers can't walk in. Oh, he's going to completely close it. That means the Stalker will pop out on the outside of the wall, though. He's going to have to cancel that pylon. Get his Stalkers out there. Stalkers do pretty well versus Ravagers, but if they get surrounded by Zerglings, the Stalkers will get ravaged. Adept and Zealot are going to do okay if they get... Oh, but the Lings just run past. The Lings just run past. Lings run into the main. There's an Adept there. Oh, no, the Adept's getting surrounded. Bad warp in position, but the other Zealot and the Adept are going up to defend that. The Stalkers do defend at the front of the natural. Good hold so far by Creator. The Lings are getting wrecked in the main by the Adepts. They got 4 probes, but that's still a 4-worker advantage. Losing a few probes is not a problem, but you've got to put back on gas as Creator here. Creator's only got 2 workers mining gas right now. He's going back to probe production, fascinatingly. And chronoing probes, I don't think that's the right call. I think you're to be making just units. He's got 3 gateways, though, which is very powerful. Has Creator just shut this down? Has he just won the game? I mean, I do think the Spine Crawler Zergling version hits a lot harder and faster, but Dark said, hey, let's use the Ravager version, and it's very cute, but notice that these Stalkers are handling it pretty well. And already Creator has a pylon. He's going to go send a double Adept counterattack. Very cute. Really going to pick away at the economy of Dark behind this. Dark's all in. Dark's on 21 drones. He's just going to keep making Ravagers and Zerglings, and as Creator, you need to keep making Batteries, Stalkers, Adepts, Zealots. Batteries, Stalkers, Adepts, Zealots. He comes in, he's going to do massive damage with these Adepts, and that's going to basically, I think, put a nail in the coffin, because as Creator, you should know from here, it's like, just survive. You have 1 mission, 1 goal. Keep making gateway units, do not stop. If you want to squeeze a Twilight Council in, maybe, but he's going to need more gateways because he's losing these at the front. Needs to rebuild his Cybercore as well. Stalkers do come forwards. He's got to be careful, though. Those Ravager Ling is very mobile. Look at that bile. Oh, almost takes out a pylon. 6 drones did go down. Looks like that last Adept didn't get focus fired quite right. 6 drones going down. 15 workers versus 33. The probes can get pulled to fight at basically any point. The Cybercore has not been rebuilt, guys. Creator has a lot of money. He's got to build more gateways as well. He's got a lot of shield batteries. He still hasn't popped battery overcharge. And that means he can fight for a while. But as his production's getting worn down, and yeah, he's lost the power on that. He needs to build more gateways. Creator is not building more gateways. He's got double the economy. I mean, he's going to get out produced, which sounds silly when you've got double the worker count. But if you don't have any buildings to make units, you could get overwhelmed. Oh, it's a nice bile. Going to take out 3 shield batteries with 1 volley of biles, but those Lings just disappear on the Zealot Adept. Up 10 army supply is Dark, though, and that number is climbing. 2nd gateway's on the way. 3rd gateway now starts. I would like to see Creator go to 5 gate. He's got 2 full mineral lines. He can make a giant number of gateway units, but he's got to be careful here. Creeps spreading around the side. Dark, the Chaos Master. And a lot of the batteries have died. You got to keep building batteries. The problem is batteries are only healing. You also need actual damage dealing units. A Robo does start up and going up to 4 gateways and a Robo. But the delay on that really is hurting. As you can see, the army supply moving in favor of Dark. The probes realizing they might have to pull to fight here. I'd like to see these Stalkers posturing out front a little bit more for Creator. He should be stutter stepping into the Ravagers to try to focus fire them a little bit more. Good bile wave going down. Dark is trading very well. Remember, he's one of the best Ravager micros in the game. These Stalkers are going to start a step forward to try to take out some Ravagers along with a probe pool, but he's going to have to heal up. Where's the battery overcharge? Oh, still no battery over... Oh, he actually used it earlier. It must have gone down almost immediately. Sorry about that, guys. Adept does take a bile on the left side. Good spreading of the units here for Creator. The army supply getting closer. Dark can't overcommit into that concave. He's spreading biles everywhere, spraying it out, but I think Creator... Now with 4 gates and a Robo, an Immortal on the way, a unit that's almost impossible for these units to kill when it's being healed by a battery. That should make it very difficult. The probes do not need to be in the fight, though. I do think Creator should go back to mining with those probes at this point. He's trying to still pull them to absorb any damage they can. Force fields do trap a Ravager. That's a good way to disincentivize Dark from picking away at him. 11 drones on minerals, 3 on gas. That there is the economy of a very poor Zerg player. He's lost 7 drones in this game, 79 Zerglings, 4 Ravagers for a handful of Zealots, Adepts, and Stalkers, as well as, of course, the buildings, which are the main things that Dark's been able to snipe here. He's got a Queen there. She's going to transfuse that Ravager. Check this out. There we go. Dark is just going to keep trying to find the win here with his silly, cheesy build. As I said, guys, he does a lot of mass roach play and a lot of silly all-ins mixed in there. And looks like Creator should be able to hold on, but Dark is a wily one. He's just digging for mistakes. He's like, mess up, eat the biles, mess up, eat the biles. Creator does not mess up. His army's getting way too big, and Dark has to throw in the towel. Perhaps missing an opportunity to go for the faster hitting, higher impact Spinecrawler Zergling Flood version of the build. So guys, check it. A Roach can't fit through there. Let alone a Ravager, which is much bigger than a Roach. Alright guys, we're testing this, and a Roach cannot fit through that opening. And once the Stalker and the Zealot and the Adept were out, couldn't mine open another one, which is why the Ravagers had to go all the long way around. Oh my god, that's so bad. So no wonder this was such a big problem. So let's see if this one, can they fit through here?
Mineral field depleted.
Yeah, if he opened up the bottom, he'd be able to get through. So that's really bad for Dark to not have studied the build and know which patch to open up with it. That's a really basic mistake, guys. Even a Ravager can fit through the bottom one. So this is a huge mistake for Dark. If he opened up the bottom patch instead, it's a completely different game. His Ravagers can walk right into the base with the Zerglings. He doesn't have to stop to kill the wall off, and he probably wins that game. Huge mistake for Dark. Alright guys, that was a bit of a disaster. Let's flip that scoreboard around. That's the wrong way. Dark mining open the wrong mineral. Sorry for not catching it during the game. I was like, I guess he's just going around the other way to try and get the wall for free. Very dumb analysis by me. I should have realized he couldn't squeeze through there. It was the wrong mineral patch. And Creator gets himself a win over a Dark that did not practice his strategy and just seemed to make it up on the fly, or randomly in the heat of the moment decided to open a different mineral patch without having ever tested that. And that was a big mistake for him. Now finds himself needing to win 2 games in a row versus Creator. Creator blocks him. He takes just a standard third, this time into a gas end pool. So a bit more of a normal opening for Dark. We'll see how well Creator can harass him. Creator just needs 1 game to get top 8 in a world championship, which is going to be the furthest he's gone in many years. I don't know if he's made it this far in a world championship since that 2012 where he got to the finals versus Parting. He's already bounced the drones around a little bit, so I feel like he is winning that micro battle, but Dark is one of the least detail-focused openers of all time, so I honestly, like, I'm even surprised Dark doubled that worker up there. And he's counter-microing over here. Dark, yeah, he's actually looking very focused. He's trying quite hard to make sure this probe doesn't mess up his mining. As I say that, the probe messes up the mining a little bit, but it is what it is. Well played, Creator. Creator's going very standard opening, second gas behind it. I'd like to see double Adepts chronoed across the map. I feel like Dark's already making enough mistakes. You put some pressure on him, you're going to get some real big payoff from that. No Overlord starting just yet for Dark. There we go. Overlord does go down on 27 supply. I've got to say that's a little sloppy for this matchup, because now you've got lava sitting there that you can't use right now. And you don't really want to build a 28 third hatchery in this matchup. But Dark is known for his sloppy openings. It's honestly his main feature at this point. And you can see, yeah, he's going to do a 32 hatch anyway. Or a 31. Oh, Pylon comes in. Pylon's going to delay it because there's 2 lings coming across the map. They can come in and do some damage, but if that Adept gets there in time, it could potentially keep this blocked. The probe's very weak, but it could drop a second Pylon. If he wants to block it, he needs to cancel that, get the second Pylon down, and he gets it. Oh, he lets the first one finish, though. There's lots of drones being pulled. This is probably worth it, even with that Pylon finishing, which is a little awkward, of course. I think he wants to cancel the second one either way. You don't want to commit 200 minerals to this. Creator's really going for broke. This is a high-risk, high-reward commitment, guys. He's basically committing an insane amount to delaying the third of Dark. he's just spent 200 minerals to stop Dark spending some money and get a single drone kill. Looks like he already killed 2 Lings back at home with his other Adept. This Adept should get out of there. It'll take 1 or 2 more hits. Oh no, Ling speed kicks in, which means he's going to have to hide it. Lings will go across the map. That probe will escape. Third base eventually does go down. Is it very delayed? Yes. Does that suck for Zerg? Yes. But he's been building his queens, building his drones, and it's very easy to slip up in those high-pressure scenarios. That can be quite hectic. Now, the Oracles haven't shown themselves, but the Stargate got spotted, so I don't know if hiding the Oracle is really going to be that effective. The Lings are going to find it anyway. Dark sees it, and we'll see if that Oracle can find some damage. It's been such little damage that Creator's done in this series with the Stargate units. I really feel if you showed these replays to Hero so far, he'd be like, what are you doing? Like, we need 6 Oracles, we need 7 Adepts, we need to start getting some damage, we need to throw this Zerg off their game. Creator's more of a defensively minded player, so just grabbing 2 drones and getting out is not bad for him. He's left his laser beam turned on, but the natural's not finished, mate, so there ain't going to be any drones there. He's looking for drones between the bases, looking for creep spread. There isn't any of that, and eventually turns the laser off. Does pull back to regen those shields. That is a lot of Zerglings, guys. 16 Zerglings here. And only now is he building drones for that third base. Dark basically said, hey, I don't have a mineral line to put my drones on because my third's so late. I might as well build a big pack of Lings, and then I'll at least slow your third down. Problem, there's now going to be an Adept Oracle pressure. 2 Oracles and 5 Adepts coming across the map is a big problem for just 16 Zerglings to deal with them. On the other hand, that third base is incredibly late, and there's no tech behind this. Only now does the Twilight go down and a third gateway. Phoenix is going to get its first Overlord kill. Oh, and he's on route to kill another Overlord, which is pretty good. But Dark recognizes what sort of game he's in. He's like, yeah, you're going to play really safe because you're a creator. Drops a 4th base before 5 minutes after having a bad start. Guys, there's greed, and then there's what Dark's doing in this game with that 4th hatchery. And he's actually building more Lings, funnily enough, right now. He's doing a mixture of Lings, drones, because he's worried about those Adepts coming across. But now he sees the third base. I expect nothing but drones for him until like 65 workers. A melee upgrade's going to start up in a moment. There we go. Starts up. A lair will be next, which is going to be a very late lair. And look at his gas, guys. 1 gas mining, no minerals. He's vulnerable. So he's done this multiple times in this series now. If Creator happened to be... I mean, look at Dark scouting. He doesn't know what's going on in the main, guys. He saw a third gate finishing, nothing else. What if there was Glaives finishing right now, and it was 8 gate, and this was a fake third? Dark hasn't seen these probes long distance money. He hasn't been scouting for it. Dark scouting, I would best describe as lazy, and at worst, downright negligent, you know? You're the one who's responsible for these Zerg's lives, mate. And in fact, there is actually Glaives. Sorry, I'm so dumb. This is a crazy late Glaives, though. 5 gate Glaives, insanely late in this game. I don't like these super late Glaive timings. They've always, to me, even though they're very surprising, they've always struck me as a little bit silly. Oh, if he gets in, that would be big. 2 more Adepts do walk, show themselves. Okay, it's obvious what he's doing now, I think. I think Dark can make Roaches. He's got a Roach Warren in time. If he makes Roaches, he's already got a Spine Crawler at the front because he was worried about the 5 Adepts that showed themselves earlier. I mean, it is a massive Adepts, and I still think 8 gate Adepts might have been able to break through, but this is hitting at like 7 minutes plus in the game. This is bizarrely late that Creator is attacking right now, and I gotta say, this is one of the most meta series I've seen in a while. These guys clearly know each other well. They're playing mind games. They're trying to surprise each other with suboptimal plays, and the Adepts are coming on in here. Interesting hold position micro for Creator. Rather than clumping up, the Adepts on the top left get surrounded by Zerglings. Very nice move there. A few of these Banelings that are morphing get focused down. You don't want to shade on the Banelings! Good spready at the last second for Creator. The Oracles are going to come in as well, but he's going to do nothing with these Adepts. And as I said, that was such a late Adept timing. I mean, the reason why I didn't even think it was Adepts, and I was saying, oh, he's vulnerable if there was Adepts coming. I meant, like, if the Adepts were already on their way across the map when I said it. The Adepts came a minute after I said that. That's so late. If the Zerg gets to build 65 drones, then make army, and they can still block your Adept timing, guys, it is objectively trash. And I don't know how Creator was far enough behind. It's not like he was way behind, right? It was just a bad timing attack. I think he overcommitted so much to blocking the base earlier that Creator's build was thrown off. I think at the end of the day, guys, what happened here is Creator is a player who really likes to refine his builds and perfect them. And he took Dark to the Chaos Zone by blocking that third base and committing so much. And guess what? You do not take Dark or Hero or Reigner to the Chaos Zone. They are so comfortable in weird positions. You block their base, they'll be like, I've been here before, it's fine. I'll just do whatever I do. Creator, on the other hand, is like, oh god, I built 2 pylons and lost an adept early. My build's all different. And you can tell that Creator's follow-up really lacked punch. Whereas Dark, normally not the best at playing a straight-up macro game. You give him a weird, messy start for both players. Suddenly, Dark's a god-tier macro player taking a 5th base. He's got mass Zergling, +2 melee, roach speed. And I'm telling you this game is over. This is 100% over. You got a handful of Adepts and Sentries and an Oracle against a guy who's going to be maxed on Ravager Bane. You have no splash damage units. This is basically, I don't know what Creator's doing, massing more Adept Sentry right now, guys. But I'm sure people are going to be upset at me for being critical. There's always a few Creator fans or fans of whichever player I'm being critical of. This makes no sense what Creator's doing. It's a desperate mass 3-base, fake 4th Adept all-in. The opponent's maxed out. Adepts do not scale well, even with his earlier attack timing, they weren't good anymore. This deep in the game, then yeah, useless. Adepts are such a bad unit the longer the game goes, because they have less hit points and shields than a Zealot or an Adept, or a Stalker. They cost more than a Zealot, and the Lings are going to come in here, and they're going to do a massive game-winning counterattack. The Bane speed is obviously, and the Ravages is what Dark's waiting for right now, but look at this. These Adepts, they're meant to counter Zerglings, and they do earlier on, not at this stage. Force fields go down, Biles break them down, and slow Banelings beat this army. And if that's not a litmus test for a bad composition, then I don't know what is. Obviously, Creator was far behind, and he just tried to pull a weird idea out of a hat. But that earlier Adept timing lacked punch. And so we are going to be now going to Game 5. All right, I'm hoping that he can tighten things up now. Creator in the top right side of the map. Going to go across with that early 13 pylon to make sure he can block the hatchery. Dark in the bottom left side. I wouldn't be surprised if he does the spawning pool trick again. Pool first in the back of the base. But nope, no spawning pool going down. He's just going to take his 3rd, guys. Here we go. Probe coming on into the main base. And he's just going to try and pick off some of those units. Mine those mineral patches out a little bit. This looks like a pretty solid opening for Dark. Maybe settling into his rhythm of just saying, okay, Game 5, play a bit more straight up. All the pressure is on Creator. Just kind of waffle stomped Creator in that last game, you know. Pushed him right through that shower drain. And that's unfortunate for Creator, who's going core before Nexus. No, okay, he was thinking about going core before Nexus. Does go Nexus. And he comes back and scouts that 3rd hatchery. Interesting. Interesting. Creator still hasn't dropped a 2nd gas. That should happen after this probe. So it's 20 Nexus, 20 core, build a probe, 21 2nd gas, and then 1 more probe will queue up, and then 22 2nd pylon. Just kind of studying Creator's build to see how organized it is. I always feel like how organized a player's opening is very much an insight into their mentality for a player like Creator. For Dark, it means nothing. Dark could have the worst opening I've seen in a while, and he'll still play a really crisp mid-game from there. Like, it just, there's no point where Dark or Reyna's level of play drastically drops because of their mentality. I mean, sometimes their strategies are just not good, don't get me wrong, but you never really see them break in the intensity because they are so used to just chaos in general. Stargate will go down in the corner of the main. I quite like this Stargate position. A bit hard for an Overlord peeking into Scout if the first Overlord sometimes checks this area. Unfortunately, it does mean that Overlord that flies to the right side will see it for free. And if he'd studied Dark's Overlord patterns, he knows he's often sending a 2nd Overlord across the map to try to see that stuff. Third hatch does go down. If it was core before Nexus, you wouldn't take it at 20, would you? Yeah. You'd still do 20 core, then 20 Nexus. Exact same timings. Just like a PvT opening, it's just there to get a quick double Adept pressure across the map. You'll see Nice opt for that very often. And of course, if you're up against a pool first, like Creator was on Dragon Scales, you'll pull it out there as well. Oh, 2 drones just went down. Oh, hot damn, sorry guys. I was watching the Zergling thinking that would be more of a distraction, but actually Creator gets the money on his opening pressure. 2 Lings go down in the main of his, and he gets 2 drones, and the Adept survives. Oh, that's brilliant. Forces 6 Zerglings, already at a 5 worker advantage in this game. Creator says, Game 5, that's all right. I'm going to play crisp. I'm going to play solid StarCraft. That last game was the exception of the rule. And this time around, he's had a much more stable opening. Look at that. He even rotates the weak adept to the wall. The other adepts push forward. Now, you're not looking for damage. You might wonder, what are you really looking for here? Going out at this time. The Overlord saw you leave. Link speed's finished because it's past 3 minutes 20, 3 minutes 30 when that kicks in. All he's looking to do is make sure that Dark builds extra Zerglings. And every Zergling he builds is one less drone. Every 2 Zerglings, one less drone. He can get a Creep Tumor, that's just a bonus. Oh, barely loses vision, so those last glaives do not connect. And you can see there, he's forced a few lings, picks one off, and the Adepts can just head back and secure the third base. Really lovely play here by Creator. His Oracle is kind of hanging around. I think he's waiting for drones to transfer. But you can see Dark just pulled drones back and put them on his main base gas. Oh, gets 1 lava, 2 lava, not bad. That takes away production capabilities. And comes back, gets a drone as well. Wow, a little slow on the Spore Trick there for Dark. Dark's going to come in with the Lings, doesn't really find anything. And so far, in your perfect early game here for Creator. He's got a really good one going. No gases going down in the natural yet. It is 4 minutes 30 though, so it is time for him to start making some decisions. Void Ray has already cleaned up 1 Overlord on the natural. That's going to move out there in the middle of the map. This is a big commitment to air units though. And he's going to go Robo, so he wants to play Twilight again. Do we see a scout on that into a Nidus Swarmless? I think it's very important if you play Zealots, you hide that you're playing a Zealot style, or you'd be very aggressive with it. 4 drones go down. Man, this is a brilliant opening for Creator. His harassment's been very successful, but Dark is very good at surviving and bouncing back from bad situations. He's got an Evo Chamber on the way. He's going to go once again very quick 4th base and quick melee upgrade. But Creator's Adepts will see this drone. Oh, Oracle gets pushed back from the main. It's a free drone kill. That denies the 4th from going down as well. Forge is on the way. Depth shading on in. Where's that Twilight Council, man? So that's what's weird here about Creator's play, guys, is he often takes so long to get the Twilight with these charge builds. There we go. Finally does go down in that main base. Dark's 4th base starts up. 2 more gases as well. Dark finally retakes the worker lead. But he doesn't have a Roach Warren. It's only now starting. His lair only now starting. Dark doesn't really have many aggressive options in this game. He basically just has to drone up 4 base, and then I don't really see any aggressive timings other than Ravagerling Bane. A 3rd Oracle building. Another Oracle. Wow, Creator is really just continuing. Like, to go a Void Ray and 2 Oracles is a big commitment to air units, guys. To go 3 Oracles and a Void Ray is massive. He needs to get damage if he's going to commit that much to it, and he does. 6 more drones go down. Here I am trying to be critical of it. Creator's like, dude, I'm getting the value. This is paying off, and I cannot disagree with that. But, whoa. He should have ran to the left earlier. He's going to lose 1 of those Oracles. Another one almost goes down. Adepts on that left side trying to shade in, and the right. Both sides at once. The Lings are nearby. Queen's on that side. Lings on that side. I don't think he's going to get much done here. And you can see a nice surround here. Gets 4 drones in total. 5, 6. 6 drones? Well, it's not bad. Those Adepts are early game units. 2nd Robo and Robo Bay's on the way. What is this turtle style? He hasn't used his Twilight at all. He's going double Robo... Disruptor Archon? Omega Turtle style here for Creator, guys. He's going to play 3 base Mega Turtle. To 20 drones killed is pretty damn good. He's going to go Stasis Trap there. Nicely done. Let's see if Dark responds in time. He does. Well done. Void Ray over here cleaning up some Zerglings, making it hard. Yeah, Creator's playing like a super high-tech turtling Zealot Archon Disruptor style. But Dark is on 80 drones. Because there's no actual ground units coming in, Dark has gotten away with, like, I have 5 Roaches, 10 Zerglings, and nothing but workers. And now he's going for +2 melee, +1 range, Roach speed. And it's actually Colossus. Colossus charge Archon. Wow, I haven't seen that in a long time. 4th base is on the way. Creator's moving down this left side. What a fascinating set of strategies, guys. This is bizarre. A Phoenix is building here? I think he's worried about a Spire, maybe? He's got... Is this Alpha Star or Creator playing, guys? He's got 1 Void Ray, 2 Oracles, he built 3 of them, 2 Sentries, 5 Adepts, an Immortal, a Prism. Now he's building a Phoenix and 2 Colossus. This has got to be the most confusing production tab I've ever seen. You give him another minute and he's going to have a really sick army, but he doesn't have any core strength. Now, I love the harassment. Creator's doing so much. I just look at it and I'm kind of like, okay, and what's the follow-up plan? Apparently it's Mass Colossus, which do very good versus Zerglings, not as good versus Banelings and Ravagers. And Zealots. I mean, if you get Archons in front of Colossus, they're quite good. He's building Immortals as well out of the double Robo. I don't know if he can defend the 4th base. I feel like Dark could run in with 20 Zerglings and kill that 4th. There is an Oracle nearby on standby. Adepts are there as well. +2 attack is on the way. The gateway count's now coming up. So what's really scary here for Dark, guys, is the Archons are coming in. You get 3 or 4 Archons in front of 3 or 4 Colossus. Batteries, cannons, Void Ray overhead. It's going to be big. But Creator doesn't seem to notice the rocks are going down. The rocks are already almost down. He's built 2 Phoenix, which are not necessary right now. He thought there was a Muta swap coming. There is not. It's pure Ravager Bane, and now a Hive coming in for Dark as well. This feels really bad for Dark. I feel like Creator has done one of the lowest army count styles, pure harassment, way better units lost tab, and is just in a better position overall now that the 4th base is up. Immortals are rounding out the army. I don't know how Ravager Bane is going to be able to find a fight unless he catches Creator out of position. Creator does not have anything on that left side right now. The Oracles, they've got a good bit of energy. No! You're kidding me! You're kidding me, Dark! That was a moonshot. The moonshot of all moonshots. Who the hell anticipates where the Oracles are going to be that far ahead? He takes out both Oracles, immediately counter swings in, gets to the High Templar before they morph. The Banelings take out the probes. Banelings roll in the right side as well. Creator does save some of the probes from the left side and the right. The Archons and the Colossus trying to move over there. Banelings running into the natural. The Immortals will take care of that. Oh my god, that was madness. A few Zealots came in and killed 5 drones in the midst of it. He's got to rebuild that economy and just keep his army split now. That was a crazy corrosive bile from Dark. Only Dark would shoot a corrosive bile a screen ahead of the pursuing Oracles and land it perfectly. That was, and on both Oracles, no less. Obviously, Creator had looked elsewhere. He would never expect such a thing. You don't get an attack warning unless the corrosive bile's on your unit, not where your unit's going to move, of course. Now, is the army split up? There's only 1 Colossus here and a cannon, no battery. Careful, Creator. That's a lot of Roach Ravager, bro. He needs a Zealot whooping right now. Remember, he's only got 7 gateways, guys. The Colossus goes down. Zerglings in the middle do get pushed back, and Archon goes down as well. Dark, oh my god, guys. He has actually got some good trades here. He's actually almost even in the units lost. Still on 80 drones. He's got Adrenal Glands +3 and +2. He's still playing a very low tier comp. There's 7 Immortals out, which is, I mean, it's such a beefy army, but his army is too clumped on one side than the other side. He's getting out multiple. All the Immortals are hiding in the natural. Creator needs to move these Immortals out to the left side. He's got to defend the left and the right. Okay, as long as he keeps the army split, but he keeps grouping it together a little bit. Wait, what are the Immortals doing in the middle? Is he want to push? The way Creator's moving his army is freaking me out a little bit right now. Massling Bane on the left. As long as the probes evacuate, he's okay. But the probes need to get out there before the Banelings hit. The probes need to get out of there before the Banelings hit. I don't think they're going to make it, guys. Oh, okay, the probes do get out. The base, though, is getting ransacked. Dark is going to click that Nexus down. Very well done. He's going to try to hit the right side. Okay, he gets the 4th Nexus. Corrosive Biles are going to miss. Good spready for Creator, but Creator loses his 4th base. He loses 10 probes. He's only got 2 Colossus. He lost one of them earlier. He's lost so many Archons. And it feels like now he wants to counter push. He had this +2 timing planned earlier. He's got 8 Immortals. 8 Immortals, 4 Archons, 2 Colossus. Oh, man, this is still such a scary army, guys. I think Dark has to base trade. Yeah, going around with the Zerglings while trying to just defend with Ravagers, and he's going to have to do a fighting retreat. He needs to drop Biles, run back, drop Biles, run back, drop Biles, run back. And he needs to try to wear down this Protoss army. The Lings are going to force Creator all in. Creator's walled off, but he's got nothing defending. Oh, the Ravagers move Commander to the army. Big mistake for Dark. This army needs to win the game for Creator right now. Creator played a much better early game than Dark. That is not a wall off. Oh, no, he's warping in Stalkers. They will not cut it. They will not cut it, guys. Those are +3, or soon to be +3. They're +2 Adrenal Gland Zerglings. They can take down so many units. Creator splits up and starts clearing the economy. The Roach Ravager on the way across the map. There's no probes on the map. There is no probes on the map, guys. There is no probes on the map. Creator needs to recall home right now. He needs to recall. He needs to group his army and recall because he cannot win a base trade. There we go. He's going to recall into the... The recall gets cancelled! Dark focuses down both Nexi. Creator is unable to recall. He cannot get back. He has a killer army, but a killer army means nothing if you cannot defend your base, which is the win condition. There's 1 assimilator on the left side, a bunch of buildings, but +2 Adrenal Gland Zerglings, now +3, are the fastest, highest damage units in the game. The army is frantically trying to get home, but there is just no way. He's going to try and pick a Colossus up and drop it in the main. But guess what? The assimilator went down on the left. Those are his last buildings, and Creator is going to get eliminated Dark taking his buildings out. A savage turnaround, a game which looked like it was so good for Creator, but then he got caught out. The Oracle's going down on the left, opening up so many opportunities, and Dark picking him apart. Absolutely championship caliber from a terrible opening for Dark, but he clinches the series anyway, 3-2. All right, guys, so we're going to just watch this reaction again now from the actual broadcast video from the stream. And you'll notice Dark is starting to clear everything up, and he's going to start clicking on these Nexi. And Creator's trying to gather for the recall, but he leaves it a few seconds too late. And watch his camera down the bottom. You see that recall starts, it gets canceled as the Nexus dies. He doesn't realize for a few seconds, and you can see he warps in units, and he realizes now, wait, what the hell? And he realizes that he doesn't have a probe on the map. He can't get one out of there to rebuild any buildings. And he just realizes, oh my god, I've been cheated of this. My army beats his army. I've killed all of his mining bases, basically, most of them. But I'm just going to be eliminated, and I don't even get to fight his army. And you can see the emotion. As I said, he wears his heart on his sleeve. This was like a painful moment, but it's also beautiful that he loves the game as strongly as he does. And I know Dark was like, oh god, I can't believe I managed to win that. He knows he just got away with murder. An amazing comeback for Dark, but also something where it was very bittersweet, and you can tell that Creator was obviously very upset. Dark goes over to kind of comfort him a little bit, but Creator is obviously, you know, just absolutely distraught. And a lot of the community, we all felt really bad for him. We often do. But you need people who love the game, and I'm sure we could debate. It's not good to have so little emotional control for your performance consistency or whatever. At the end of the day, this was just kind of a heartbreaking, bittersweet moment where I felt really good that Dark is always able to fight out of these hard positions for him, but also really sad for Creator that things fell apart after such a promising early game in game number 5. Either way, that's why we love this game. It's all out there for these players. They work so hard for these opportunities. And, you know, it's hard to see when they get so close and fall just short. That's what hurts the most. So I'm sure Creator is going to come back stronger, though. And send him your love and support, everyone. GG, well played.